Let's learn the difference between shape and form. Shapes are two-dimensional, or 2D. Squares, triangles, circles, stars, rectangles, pentagons, those are all two-dimensional shapes. Shapes have height and width. You can measure them two ways. You can measure how tall they are and how wide they are. That is 2 dimensions. Forms are 3-dimensional. In math class, you might have heard someone call these 3D shapes. In art, forms are always 3D. We don't use the word shape with something that is 3-dimensional. A square is the 2-dimensional version of a 3D cube. A triangle is the 2-dimensional shape related to the 3D pyramid. A circle is 2-dimensional. To make a circle 3D and turn it into a sphere, you have to add shading. Notice when I'm shading with pencil, I'm using the side of my lead, and also I can make my shadows look a little softer by blending them with my finger. To draw a cube, I want you to think about parallel lines. I drew a square that has 3 parallel lines sticking out from 3 of the corners. Next, I connected those 3 lines with some lines that are parallel to the sides of my original square. Now I have a 3D form called a cube. I can measure how high it is, how wide it is, and how deep it is. I can measure height, width, and depth. Parallel lines connected by more parallel lines. Height, width, depth. 1, 2, 3. 3 dimensions. 3D. For this week's assignment, I want you guys to practice drawing forms. I want you to draw 3 of each type of form that I'm going to show you. Remember, forms are 3-dimensional. They have height, width, and depth. We're also going to learn about shading forms. You're going to need a large piece of paper, or maybe several sheets of paper if you don't have large paper, ruler, pencil, and eraser. Feel free to pause the video while you go gather your supplies, and for the rest of the video, I want you to follow along and draw with me. You can pause the video anytime you need to. You can rewind the video also. If you have trouble drawing any of the forms, feel free to draw them more than once. Practice makes perfect. Also, you don't have to draw all of your forms on one piece of paper, and you don't have to draw them in the same place on the page that I did. Now you've had some practice adding shading to your sphere. Please add shading to your cube, pyramid, and rectangular prism. When I add shading and shadows to my art, I always think about where the light is coming from. As a reminder, I drew a light bulb on my paper. If the light is shining from that way, then there will be a light side of my form, and the side away from the light bulb will be the dark side of the form.